Hello, hello. It's Lupine Fiasco back with some more mid-tier FaB gameplay through talishar.net. Today we will be playing against Dromai. This is a very good matchup for FaB. FaB's best matchup, in fact. We are heavily favored, particularly against Big Dragon. Big Dragon Dromai is about as close to free for Kodachi FaB as any of our matchups get. We just have such precise damage against the dragons that it's just so easy to clear them and still get mask momentum triggers while also optimizing the damage we do to Dromai herself. Here, our Dromai has chosen to put us on the play, which is where we want to be. When I win the die roll against Dromai, I am also opting to go first, just denying them the opportunity to really generate heavy ash. So we see Dromai getting the Seeker's Leggings. That is an ash trigger, which, true, but this is compared to a situation where Dromai goes first, pitches 2 reds for a Command and Conquer, and pitches her 3rd red to Flamescale Furnace to make 3 ash. There's just so much damage potential there. Or so much ash generation potential, I should say. So, choosing to go first against Dromai when we can. Here, we are just getting her equipment suite. We're getting Seeker's Leggings. We're getting Wave of Reality. Dromai deciding whether or not to block Phoenix Flame. She does. We are going to send Enlightened Strike for 5 and draw a card. A random card for our arsenal is not as good as either Ronin Renegade or Enlightened Strike, but we do want to clear the Spectral Shield as soon as possible. Spectral Shield disrupting a Mask Momentum chain by full blocking the Kodachi attack. It's pretty bad for us. So pushing 1 damage over Dromai on turn 0, getting a 5-card hand, and getting 2 of her equipment pieces is just so good for us. We followed up with a pretty bad draw. Here, having 2 1 costs and an Enlightened Strike in hand is not ideal. Necria coming down from Dromai and eating her only ash is fine. Our sideboard plan for Dromai does not involve poppers. We are perfectly content to let these dragons live so that we get easy Mask Momentum triggers. Deciding whether we want to block this or not. Generally, we're never blocking Dromai. We'll block a Kyloria or a Snatch. But aside from anything that lets Dromai generate card advantage, we don't care. Here we're in a slightly different position where our hand is just so bad that we could think about blocking the Necria. As it is, letting Necria drop to 6 health, giving Dromai her ash, and gumming up her hand and arsenal is fine with us. So deciding how we want to deal with this Necria, we need to deal either 5 points of damage to kill it outright, 5 plus the 1 that Necria loses from being dealt damage. We can also potentially send something like Mounting Anchor for 4, plus a Kodachi. Again, this hand is awkward, but we do know that we want Necria dead. So how are we going to kill Necria while also maximizing damage on Dromai, while also setting ourselves up to try to get a Mask Momentum trigger? If we play one of these Mounting Anchors, we are going to want to pitch Enlightened Strike or Lava Burst to get a 0-cost card in pitch for our Kodachis, as we will likely be doing some Flamescale Furnace shenanigans. We do have a line here of pitching Enlightened Strike for Kodachi, sending that at Dromai, pitching a Lava Burst to Mounting Anger to send that at Necria. The problem with this line is we need to have played a red to turn on our furnace. So what I may want to do here is send Rabble at Dromai, see what we get. Hopefully we send 4 her way. We force her to use some armor and a card from hand to fully block out the damage. If she takes it, that's even better for us. But we can send Rabble for 4 at Dromai. That is our red card for Furnace. That then lets us send a... We can pitch Enlightened Strike to send a Kodachi at Dromai, which will likely hit. Dromai does not have an advantageous way to block 1 point of damage. We could then pitch Mounting Anger to Furnace, generating 2 resources, and a 0 cost in pitch for Kodachi. Send a Kodachi at Necria. This is the second hit. Send a Mounting Anger at Necria. This is the 3rd hit. That triggers Mask of Momentum. And we can banish Lava Burst to Mounting Anger's effect, sending 6 at Dromai and arsenaling whatever we drew. This is a lot of ifs. It's a lot of what does Rabble flip? Does Dromai choose to block or not? But again, so with this hand being all red, 2/1 costs, and Enlightened Strike, this is turn 1. Our turn 2. I'm not inclined to use Snapdragons here for any kind of Enlightened Strike draw card. The line I'm proposing here is Rabble at Dromai, pitch Enlightened Strike to Kodachi Dromai, or Necria if the Rabble hits. But assuming the Rabble doesn't, then pitch Enlightened Strike to send Kodachi at Dromai, hoping this hits. Pitch Mounting Anger to Furnace to generate 2 resources. Kodachi at Necria. Mounting Anger at Necria kills Necria, draws us a card. Lava Burst for likely 6 points of damage at Dromai, depending on what we draw. But taking advantage of Furnace here to make the best of an all-red hand. That is looking at 4 damage at Dromai, something 4, 5, 10 damage at Dromai. But again, Flesh and Blood is hard. So what we can do here, we'll see if this hits. He gets a sink below from the Dromai. So we're still looking to do something with Furnace. I'm assuming we are going to pitch Mounting Anger to Furnace here, get our 2 Kodachis onto Necria, and then send Ravenous Rabble at Necria. I have had very bad luck with Rabble lately, and statistically it's likely. With this build, I am on 12 blues and 9 yellows. We have a good amount of misses on Rabble. It's tempting to send a Kodachi at Dromai. Get 1 additional point of damage on her. As it is, we're doing some pretty big overkill on Necria. The thing is, if we miss, if we do Kodachi at Dromai, Kodachi at Necria, Rabble at Necria, and Rabble hits a blue, Necria lives, gains some of that health back at the end of our turn, and we have to spend more resources killing the Necria, which is just so disastrous for us. As it is, this line was worse, right? We only did 5 damage to the Dromai, as opposed to 6. And we sent overkill at Necria. Overall, it was a bad turn. The line we just concocted here of Rabble, Kodachis, that was better. We should have done that. But Flesh and Blood is a hard game, and especially FaB utilizing these all-red hands, when it's just head jabs and Phoenix Flames, that's easy to navigate. When it's multiple 1 costs, Enlightened Strikes taking cards out of your hand, that's tough. Here, this Command and Conquer is very poorly timed for us. If we got to play out this full 5-card hand with Spreading Flames, an Arsenal, and 2 Brand with Cinder Claws, plus a Soul Bead Strike, and a Lava Burst, we would be doing crazy damage with this turn. None of our attacks would hit for less than 2 points of damage. This turn would be insane. As it is, we're losing our Spreading Flames, which is unfortunate, but we can still present 4, 5, 6 Chain Links to threaten Mask Momentum twice. Our last threat is a Lava Burst for 5. So we are going to take the Command and Conquer damage here, lose our Spreading Flames, which sucks, but we still get to send 3/1/1, 3/1/1, 3/1/5 at Dromai. A good amount of damage, 2 triggers that she'll need to deal with. She likely will not want to give us her crown here. We'll get the first half of Flamescale Furnace, but this is looking pretty good for us. Still sucks to lose the Spreading Flames. This turn would have been nutty damage. Opening with our 3, we do want to send 3/1/1 into Dromai. The Dust Up block does change the math here a bit, potentially. We can only send 6 links this turn. So with 5 links remaining, we're only going to get 1 more block. So we do need to decide how we want to sequence this. Here, with the Brand being blocked, I still like sending Kodachi for 1, Kodachi for 1, Phoenix Flame for 1. And I like that because I want to get additional value from Dromai's cards from hand or equipment. The Flamescale Furnace blocks a Phoenix Flame for 1. That's free value, because then we get to send Lava Burst for 6. Dromai is down something that she could use to block the Lava Burst, so now maybe we're getting cards from hand, or we're just dealing damage. We can Arsenal this Brand with Cinderclaw. Kodachi for 1, Kodachi for 1, Phoenix Flame for 1 to see if we can cheat out a little value. We can send our Lava Burst knowing that we will not get to use it to threaten a Mask Momentum trigger. And then we can Arsenal our Brand. If we're not going to get another Mask threat here, we'll just Arsenal the card and set it for next turn. 5-card hands against Dromai are free and easy. This Phoenix Flame getting 3 block value is just chef's kiss. We send a Lava Burst for 6. This is our Shuko trigger. We will be able to Arsenal this Brand with Cinderclaw. Dromai can send back a 3-card hand, which who cares? Sending another Command and Conquer. Again, frustrating, but we'll take it. We see a Sink Below and a Sigil from Dromai. Great news for us. Here we get to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Chain Links. We will be threatening 2 Mask Momentums. Sending Kodachi, we'll send Brand with Cinderclaw, or Blaze Headlong as Link 3 here. Get likely a card from hand and the Flamescale Furnace. Maybe we get a Sink Below. We've seen 2 from Dromai. Instead, she's choosing to give us Crown. We're fine with that. We'll get to send Kodachi for 1, pick up our Phoenix Flame, send Phoenix Flame for 1, then send Salt the Wound. Salt probably coming in for 6. We'll see if the Phoenix Flame gets blocked here. If Dromai wants to give us a full card to stop 1 point of damage, we're fine with that. Otherwise, if this hits, Salt will be coming in for 7. Great breakpoint for us. It'll take 3 cards to stop the mask trigger here. Dromai instead choosing to just take the 7. We will draw our card, arsenal a red brand, and see what Dromai can put together with 4 cards and 8 ash at this point. Yendurai and Kyloria come down. So Yendurai we don't care about, and we are inclined to let the Yendurai just live. Especially with this hand, which we'll talk about in a second. Kyloria, to me, is a must block. A lot of FaB players will run Tunic in the chest slot here. Because we are so favored into Dromai, we can just look at it like free resources over the course of the game. And if we have a Tunic available and we draw an Art of War or even a Spreading Flames, then we know, even with an all-red hand, we can really just abuse our Dromai opponent. For me, how I lose games to Dromai is by letting them get card advantage. You let too many Kylorias and Snatches hit, now Dromai is outpacing FaB for card advantage, and in an aggressive matchup like this, even with Dromai on Big Dragon, she's still doing aggressive turn cycles. If she's on Intellect 5 and we aren't because our mass triggers are getting blocked, we're losing this game. So for me, I run Flamescale Furnace and I aggressively block Kylorias because I don't want to let Dromai just accumulate value. We get to give Furnace and 1 card from hand to leave Dromai with no arsenal. That's a deal. So here, blocking with Furnace and Spreading Flames. This is an all-red hand. We do not have an easy way to play out this Spreading Flames and really get advantage through our Kodachis. Spreading Flames, Brand with Cinderclaw, and Kodachi is the best way to pump up the damage of our turn, but we don't get to do that. As it is, we could get a little damage off of our Spreading Flames if we kept it and maybe blocked this Kyloria with Shuko, but we have 3 head jabs that will let us pick up our Phoenix Flame and some Lava Burst for 6. Without this Spreading Flames, we were looking at a 16 damage turn. That's enough for me. So blocking with Furnace and Spreading Flames, taking the Yendurai damage. We will not be blocking this Yendurai, nor will we be killing it on our turn, which we'll talk about. The way to kill a Yendurai is with a Shuko trigger. If you can trigger Shuko on something like a Phoenix Flame that has Art of War bonus, or a yellow Brand with Cinderclaw, Shuko says the damage cannot be prevented if it's your second attack with base power 2 or less this turn. Yendurai's protection counter is a damage prevention effect. So if you send your Shuko trigger at Yendurai, Yendurai's protection counter says damage can be prevented. Shuko says it can't, so the Yendurai just dies, which means it is not advantageous to just send a Kodachi or an unbuffed attack at Yendurai. Yes, Yendurai is 3 damage a turn. Yes, leaving dragons alive against Dromai is bad, but sending 2 attacks at Yendurai is just such bad value for us when it's so easy for our deck to kill it through just natural gameplay that we're going to let this Yendurai live. Sending a Brand at Kyloria as late as we can. We really wanted to send 2 head jabs at Dromai, see if either of them was going to hit. Kill Kyloria as late as possible, but still, we need to kill Kyloria. We can't let Kyloria live. Dromai letting this attack go through. We get to send a Lava Burst for 6 at Dromai. If we get 2 cards from her hand, then yeah, we can take the Ender Eye damage. It's a 3 damage turn from Dromai. That's fine. We're still looking for a way to turn on our Shuko. If we were not going to get a card from Dromai there, if she didn't put in her Furnace or wanted to keep something for Arsenal, then we get our draw trigger, which is great for us. Instead, Dromai just sending the Ender Eye, passing it back to us. We do have a Phoenix Flame, a Brand with Cinderclaw, and a way to pick up a Phoenix Flame from our discard. So let's look at how we can kill the Ender Eye. The easiest way to do it is going to be with this yellow Brand with Cinderclaw. What this turn cycle will likely look like is Rise from the Ashes, picks up a Phoenix Flame, Rising Resentment gets sent at Dromai for 6 points of damage, probably getting 2 cards to block it out. Phoenix Flame goes at Dromai. Brand with Cinderclaw for 3 with the Shuko buff goes at Eye and kills Eye because the damage can't be prevented. So we ignore the counter and we just do 3 to Eye, which is its total life. The last Phoenix Flame and Mask trigger goes at Dromai. So with this line, we are getting, if Dromai wants to prevent the Mask trigger, likely we're getting 3 cards from Dromai and killing the dragon, which is just very huge. Sending a Phoenix Flame first will let us break the chain here and then use FaB after we send these 3 attacks. You can break the chain. Let's back up a bit. So with my line, we have a Rise from the Ashes trigger available. The buff is active. So this line, as I've described, is a total of 6, 9, 10, 11 damage split over 4 links. 2 of those links will likely be blocked out. So, again, 6, 9, 10, 11 damage. The line, as I have taken in the video, is going to be 3 close, 6, 7, 3 close, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. Again, split over 4 links here. There are going to be 5 attacks total this turn, but because we are closing the chain after this Phoenix Flame goes through, it's still only going to be 4 links. I don't like this plan as much. We are dealing the same amount of damage, threatening the same amount of mask, but the Rising Resentment here is a weaker attack that does not demand as many cards from our Dromai to stop it, so she has more flexibility in how she can block this. She only needs 1 3 block instead of 2 3 blocks to stop what would have been 6. A 6 power attack also has the potential to break through a flicker trick, which we have seen our Dromai play. What we're going to do here is an interesting line. where we are sending 2 at Yenderai. And this is all based on Dromai not blocking the Rising Resentment like we thought she would. We send 2 at Yenderai, break the shield. Send another 1 at Yenderai to kill it. We get our mask trigger. Draw a very lucky snatch. We get to send a Kodachi at Dromai, and then the snatch for 4. Overall, this worked. I don't think it is the line we should have taken because we could not have put our Dromai on not blocking the Rising Resentment. That is an easy block for Dromai that she gets to fully utilize. She can put a 3 block in front of it and not lose value. And a line of 6, 1, 3, 1. On paper, that is a better line. It is a better line that asks more from our opponent. So this line worked well. We're getting 2 cards from our Dromai here. We've triggered Mask Momentum, but I don't think this line was as good. And that is something I will need to internalize for my own games moving forward, that getting the FaB activation every turn is not worth it. If we can go tall with FaB, we want to do that because it isn't something that decks board for against FaB. Dromai is not equipped to block 6 easily against FaB. Here, Yenderai coming in for 3. We draw Flamecall Awakening, which is not very good. We have 2 Phoenix Flames in our discard pile, so we will not be able to tutor out a Phoenix Flame, and it's a bit too much work to make this good to pick up a Phoenix Flame this turn, then get it into our pitch, and then back into our deck to Flame Call next turn. Notably, we have a red Lava Vein Loyalty in hand, and Flame Call Awakening is our only Draconic starter, so we are going to have to play this Flame Call this turn. We have a 1 cost in hand and 2 Kodachis. We have a blue. So what this means is we cannot trigger Shuko very easily. So we are going to do something that I don't like to do very much, which is throw a Kodachi at Yenderai to break the shield. We lose a point of value, but really we can only send 5 links at Dromai this turn with the cards we have available. Lava Vein pays for 1, 2, 3 links, 4, 5. We cannot pick up a Phoenix Flame this turn, so let's just kill Yenderai. We'll send a Kodachi at Yenderai. We can send a Flame Call Awakening at Dromai. We can send a Lava Vein Loyalty at Dromai. We can send Kodachi at Dromai. We can play this turn out based on how the Dromai blocks, but I believe the optimal way to set up a mask trigger is to start with a Kodachi at Yenderai. We want the option to trigger mask off of Yenderai available to us. Our Flame Call, see if it gets blocked. It does. Next up, we are going to send a Kodachi at Dromai. Believe that is the optimal way to do it. This I don't like. I see the thought process of getting the Yenderai kill, What I don't like here is now we open the door for Dromai to block this Kodachi. She doesn't, but blocking Kodachi on link 2 is a lot more appealing than blocking Kodachi on link 1. I would have liked to send the Kodachi at Dromai first. She is more inclined to take it. We then send 3 at Yenderai. That is an unblockable chain link. The Yenderai dies all the same. And now this Ravenous Rabble needs to be blocked. Ideally, it would have come in for 4. But if the Dromai had had a card to give to block the Kodachi, then Ravenous Rabble's value goes down as far as triggering Mask Momentum. We have an interesting hand here with the double Art of War. We snap no block, which I believe is correct. Now we're in a situation where we're going to play these Art of Wars. We're going to play at least one of them. The question is, are we pitching a Soul Bead Strike and banishing a Mounting Anger? Are we pitching an Art of War, banishing a Mounting Anger? Are we pitching an Art of War, banishing Soul Bead Strike? Playing an Art of War, giving +1, and sending Mounting Anger at Necria kills Necria. So that is good. That means that I am more inclined to banish the Soul Bead Strike and see what we can put together. There is something to be said for pitching Art of War and banishing Mounting Anger. We have a lot of reds in our deck. We're more likely to draw them, and getting to send Soul Bead Strike at Necria will trigger the Soul Bead Strike. We will have Go Again. The problem with this line is we do not have a 0 cost in our pitch to give Kodachi's Go Again, and without a Mounting Anger, if we're trying to nickel and dime the Necria rather than kill it in one big hit, we would want a 0 cost here to get the Kodachi's Go Again. So we're going to play an Art of War, pitch an Art of War, banish a Soul Bead Strike, see what we draw. Mounting Anger is now 5 damage sent at Necria, which kills the Necria flat out and gives us a Mounting Anger trigger, and we can go from there. It also reduces our available resources to 0 if we draw another blue, a 0 cost blue. That will let us turn on our Kodachis. Contrary to everything I've just said, we are going with the blue line. Let's see. If we had a Mounting Anger here, if this was a Mounting Anger and this said 1, how good would this turn be? Not very. We would pitch a Diplomacy, Kodachi. We'd have 1 here. Interesting. We would need to start with the Mounting Anger because we wouldn't have a 0 cost here. So I do see what I was considering, which was let's put a 0 cost here. I do still think that this being Mounting Anger is better. We would also have a line available to pitch the Diplomacy. We could send the Mounting Anger at Dromai here, then pitch Diplomacy, 1 at Necria, 1 at Necria, 2 at Necria, gives us our mask trigger, and lets us pick up a Phoenix Flame with our floating resource. I think this line was worse. We kind of, sort of draw into it. This is a lot of blues. We are going to still get to take this same line of Kodachi, here, Brand at Necria to trigger Mask of Momentum. This line works too. Using Brand to make a Kodachi Draconic. What I still don't like it. What we're doing here is we get to send a Kodachi at Dromai, which gets a full card from her. We can still, now we can send a Kodachi at Necria, if we wanted to, choosing to send it at Dromai. I'm so curious what I was thinking, as I'm now talking through this line and realizing everything I'm doing is something I disagree with. This Lava Vein Loyalty will hit for 4 points of damage because of Shuko and Double Art of War. But we are giving our Dromai the opportunity to block and keep a Necria on the table. I'm so baffled by how I thought this was a good line. This is so convoluted. Perhaps it was the safer line, but so we get all of our Dromai's cards, but we leave her with one of the worst dragons for her to have from our perspective. This Necria just deals 4 damage. I hate this line. I hate everything that just happened. Oh, my god. So we take the 4. We don't need to spend armor here. We don't care if Dromai gets Ash. We're actually happy to have Necria lose life. Here, picking up a Phoenix Flame. Let's plot this turn out. So we have 2 Phoenix Flames in Graveyard, which incentivizes us to bottom one of them with Enlightened Strike. There's another Flame Call in our deck, and it just makes Enlightened Strike a real card. Especially if we can play this Phoenix Flame to put a Draconic Link onto the table. That then lets us pick up the other Phoenix Flame and bottom it to Enlightened Strike. So, how can we set this turn up so that we draw a card off of Necria? We have Kodachis and we have a Phoenix Flame, so it's looking very good. What we can do is send a double strike for 4 at Dromai, hopefully getting 2 cards from her hand. Maybe 1, but this is fine. Either way, we can send Kodachi at Necria, Kodachi at Necria, Phoenix Flame at Necria. Phoenix Flame gets the Shuko trigger and hits for 1. This kills Necria, it draws us a card. We have a floating resource with Enlightened Strike, and we can go from there. I don't think there's a line where I want to use this brand as an attack. I would rather use it for 2 Kodachis. But there is something to be said for brand turning a double strike Draconic, playing a Phoenix Flame. This lets us cleanly pick up a Phoenix Flame from our discard to bottom to Enlightened Strike. Let's see what defense reaction the Dromai has. We see another Flicker Trick. Here I am still looking at the double Kodachi line onto Necria, followed by a Phoenix Flame. Stop. Yes, this cleanly kills the Necria, but Well, we got lucky. We got lucky finding a Draconic starter. Our Dromai takes 1. We'll get to send. No! What are you doing? Oh my gosh. What a misplay. Send the Blaze at Dromai. Send the Blaze at Dromai. Dromai blocks 3, takes 1, goes to 1. We play a Phoenix Flame for 1 at Dromai. Dromai has to block or else she dies. We now have 2 Draconic Links on the table. We can spend our floating resource to pick up our second Phoenix Flame, then Enlighten Strike for 7. I was so excited to use my Snapdragons. I really wanted to bottom this, draw a card. This is a misplay. This is the sort of sloppy play that Dromai encourages. Because yes, we got the win. We got the win. We had 5 armor block available to us, so really we're at 9 here. We have cards in hand. Dromai is such a good matchup for FaB that you can make so many mistakes and win that when you sit down against a really good Dromai, and I play against one locally, I've run into other good Dromais at events, and really good Dromais that take advantage of you for missing these percentage points. This is how you lose to Dromai as a FaB player, is just leaking value like this. And we've seen it multiple times this game. Just suboptimal, sloppy play. But this is the most suboptimal of all. Yes, we won the game. No, it didn't matter. But Blaze Headlong for 4, Phoenix Flame for 1, pick up the Phoenix Flame, E-Strike for 7 is such high value, and in a mythical world we don't live in where the Dromai survives that line, we still have our Snapdragons available. We didn't need Snapdragons to fix this turn. But that is the FaB Dromai matchup. It is very favored for us. Kadachi's makes it so much easier than Emberblade does. Because Emberblade, you don't get these clean kills. But in any case, good game. I will see you all later.